Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, Greg Marshall, and what I want you to do is watch this whole video if you want to go ahead and grow your sales and improve your marketing. So there's a couple of things that people tend to do when they're trying to market their business. And one of the things that people are not focusing on is how your customer is actually thinking and going very deep into what their problems and concerns are. So what I'm seeing a lot of business owners do is they're doing surface level kind of thought process when it comes to what their customers are concerned about versus really thinking about every little thing that could possibly be going on in their head and how to overcome it. So the reason why I'm saying this is if you go ahead and take a look at, okay, my customer is not buying because of this versus my customer's not buying because they're concerned, they're distracted, they don't think that I can actually get the results that you're promising, and on and on and on, and you keep focusing on digging deeper and really trying to figure out why your customer is not buying, you're going to have a much stronger marketing message. What you don't want to do is just assume like you're going over surface things like, oh, they're just too lazy. Maybe I just need to do a different ad, or maybe I just need to try YouTube or Facebook or Instagram or something else. That's the wrong way to approach it. The better way to approach it is to go deep and think, what are all the reasons why my customer, my prospect, is not taking action? And go ahead and write all those down. And then your goal and objective is to make sure that you're creating messages that helps that customer make a decision and overcome their lack of movement, their lack of taking action. And that's where I think a lot of business owners are getting stuck, is they're looking at it too surface level and thinking about what tactic can I use, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, or whatever, versus why is my customer not taking action? All right, the next thing is you want to be thinking about your customer, not yourself. So a lot of times people mistake their customers for purchasing behavior just like theirs. For example, I hear this one all the time. Well, I don't buy anything on Facebook, so Facebook ads don't work. Or I don't buy from the newspaper because I don't read the newspaper. Or I would never buy something from a postcard. And that's making the assumption that everybody in the world makes buying decisions exactly like you, which is obviously false because everyone buys differently. Some people buy off impulse. Some people buy more on just they need to be talked to 10, 15, 20 times before they actually do something. Think about all your family, your friends, and how they, make decisions. I'm sure you have some people in your life that take forever to make decisions, and I'm sure you have some people in your life that you wish they took longer to make decisions, right? So you have to think the same way. There's different ways of buying. So don't fall in the trap of thinking that everyone buys exactly like you, because they do not. So make sure to eliminate that limiting belief that everyone buys exactly like me, because that's more of a thinking of self versus how do I offer value to my customer and show them different things to help them make a decision versus just assuming, all right? Next thing is you do not want to make sales messages, which basically sales and marketing, they're very close, but you don't want to make sales messages that do not have any emotion and only show logic, because people buy off emotion and justify on logic. And what I see a lot of business owners doing is they're actually doing only the logical part, right? So an example would be whatever their product is, they put it out there and they say it's the equivalent of trying to sell a car, right? Hey, this car has wheels, it has tires, it has a steering wheel, a rear view mirror, and a lot of times that's not, in fact, most of the time, that's nowhere near enough to make someone want to actually purchase the car. You have to drive up their emotion and make them feel a certain way when they see whatever product or service that you have. You can't just be someone that's talking about only features. You have to drive emotion. So focus and actually spend a lot of time thinking about what emotions do I want my customers and prospects to feel when they see my product or service. And go ahead and write down multiple different types of emotions and think through what you can do, what you can say, what kind of visuals will you need, what kind of audio will you need in order to drive that emotion. And if you don't take the time to do that, don't even bother thinking that you're going to get maximum results, because you're not taking the time as a professional to focus on your customer. The competition is so high out there that if you don't take every step and think everything through, you will get beat by someone who is. And so if you want to actually have an opportunity to grow your business and to increase the sales and stand out in the competitive space that everyone's in, you have to do the little things that make you stand out. And the little things are as easy as thinking about, how do I serve my customer and my market to the maximum potential that I possibly can? If I do that, I will start to see better results. And so take the time to develop emotionally based presentations. Take the time to think like your customer. And if you're having a very hard time thinking about it, go find someone who looks and acts like your customer and interview them and ask them questions. And then make sure you're taking the time to show why you're different, why you're better, and that you are committed. Because most customers and prospects, what they're really doing is they're watching your stuff, they're reading your stuff and interacting with your brand, and they're making certain scans about, is this company reliable? Are they going to be here 5 years from now? Is this kind of the fly-by-win company, or is this someone that is sturdy and stable, right? That's what you have to be thinking. You cannot think everyone makes buying decisions off one time they see you. That never happens, and most likely it never will happen. Just one exposure. That's very rare that that's going to happen. So you have to be thinking about, what is your true sales cycle? Not what is your ideal sales cycle. What is your true sales cycle? Because you have to keep in mind, people make decisions on their time, not your time. Not when you have to pay your bills, but when they feel like getting the results. And so if that's the case, you have to focus on, how do I serve this customer? How do I serve this market to the maximum potential that I can, so that they see the value, they respond, they come to me, and we can do business together. Because business is about long term. It's not about short term. The more short term minded that you think, the worse results you're going to get. I can guarantee you that. You might see great results today, but a year, 2, 3 years from now, you'll see no results because you're thinking too short term. So think about, how do you stay in this business for a long time? How do I become the preferred choice of my customer and really solve their problems and solutions? And how do I actually think deep into the psyche of my customers so that I can make the materials that are necessary in order to help them make a decision? So once again, I'm Greg Marshall. Leave a comment below. I appreciate you watching this video. Like, comment, share, subscribe, do all that, and I'll talk to you guys later.